Welcome back. County officials have hired a private employment agency to conduct a local and national search for a successor to Washington County Administrator Greg Murray, who is expected to retire at the end of June. Ron, what do you think this means for Washington County as we move forward?
Washington County is, as everybody knows, has got roadways, railways, and runways, and it's going to be a success. I can recall the days of the first county administrator, Barry Teach. Barry Teach was a tremendous administrator. And then we had Rod Shoup, former Air Force colonel. And then we've had Greg Murray. Greg Murray's been an outstanding county administrator, but there becomes a time where so many years in a position, it's time to change. I mean, that's why the president changes every 8 years or every 4 years, whichever the voters want, or even quicker than that in some instances. So I think the process that they're following is appropriate. And I think when you decide 5 years ago or 4.5 years ago that you were going to retire in 2017, you sign all the paperwork, then that's pretty much when you retire. Washington County will be in fine shape. We have good department heads and great employees and a good group of people that run Washington County.
Ken, you have some thoughts on this? What do you think we're looking for a successor for?
Well, you know, interestingly enough, one of the big challenges we're going to have to find is we're going to have to find someone who's not only willing to do business on a local level, but also now going to have to be willing to do business on an international level because of the South Korea investment with Fort Ritchie.
Okay.
So it's going to be a challenging search, I think. I really hope they pick someone from within Washington County already, but you know, they may have to look outside.
I'm going to start to just chum the waters here. We have a current county commissioner, Leroy Myers. There's been talk about that he may have interest. Do you think he would be an asset, or do you think he actually truly has interest?
Leroy had interest in charter home rule. Charter home rule meant you had a county executive. Mm-hmm. You know, there are those of us that think Greg Murray's a county executive. While his title may be county administrator, I do think that he possesses the tools and the traits to be county executive.
So it's a nuance of the title.
Yeah, it's a nuance of the title. As far as Leroy, I don't think Leroy would be interested, and I think they have a process through Manpower that picked Dan Spedden for the Visitors and Convention Bureau, that picked Paul Fry for the Chamber of Commerce, and picked John McCain as the new CEO for Horizon Goodwill.
Okay, and this is not disparaging the Chamber with Paul Fry or Dan Spedden or John McCain, who came into Goodwill. Okay, the county administrator is a position that has a whole lot more authority that's going on within this community with vision and development. Is this maybe something that is a little out of the reach of Manpower to go through the process?
I don't think so, because I mean, especially if you look at Goodwill, I mean, Goodwill is a rather large organization, and you know, found CEO for it. So I think that, yeah, I think it'd be all right.
Let me say this to you. You're talking economic development and that type of thing.
Right.
You're talking about Korea. My recommendation 2 years ago.
He was talking about Korea.
Okay. My recommendation 2 years ago, if I would have been elected, which I wasn't, would have been to move Greg Murray from county administrator to become the head person in the economic development area with Cassie Lewis and with Bob Manley and with the other Carmen and Linda Spence, and actually have a top-level person. He's got the familiarity with South Korea, he's got it with Fort Ritchie, and he has it with the tremendous plan that Greg Murray's put together with downtown. I can see Greg Murray moving into the position of the chief person in special projects, answering to the Board of County Commissioners, doing totally economic development, and that gets you out of that process of who Manpower can pick. This isn't rocket science. This is a county administrator.
Okay, so as county administrator, local candidates, who would you throw out as names as potential local candidates?
I wouldn't want to thwart their chances of getting it.
Oh, okay. Well, Ken, do you have any?
Well, there is a certain county commissioner sitting next to me that I'd love to see, but I don't think he really would want the job, would you?
I don't know. Look at the smile on his face. That may be interesting. I even saw something floating on Facebook that one of our delegates in Annapolis may have a fainting interest in it.
Well, and that actually would make sense in that, so, the delegate positions in Annapolis are actually part-time jobs, where the county administrator is going to be a full-time job. You're going to have someone with a lot of experience at a state level there. I don't know. That could be interesting.
You wonder who I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay. The name I heard was Delegate Weibel may have interest.
I think Delegate Weibel, he's been a county commissioner and he's going to Annapolis. I think he ought to be satisfied right now to stay where he is. Okay? Let's not try to move around too much in the system. If that comes up to
a
position in the future. I know Bill, I like Bill, but he's had 2 moves already. That's enough for him.
So a third time in one election cycle you would consider too much?
We have term limits for a reason on a national level. I don't know.
Well, he would have served as county commissioner, as a delegate, and then possibly as county administrator, all within a period of one election cycle or 4-year term.
Yeah,
I think that's a lot of job jockeying around.
Yeah.
I mean, just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that seems like a lot.
You run for a position, stick with the position. If you don't want that position, why run? When we started this whole thing, I won't even go into it. I won't even go into it.
That's good,
Ron Bauer's silent on something. That's
it gets so... Everybody wants to move up, move over, move out.
It was one domino knocking over 2 more. And then it all of a sudden started to span out. All of a sudden, one position became 5 positions that somebody had to fill. But in recruiting someone, are we looking for someone who, like you said, with international experience, with national experience? What are we selling here in Washington County to make this an attractive position?
Washington County.
Washington County is a beautiful place.
Beautiful place.
Has huge potential that is untapped, but ready to go.
Yeah, it's untapped because we have not put together a viable economic development
So we don't have anyone. We don't have anyone currently that knows how to put the tap to twist it on just right.
Absolutely, there's people local that could do it. They don't.
They just
I know one of them was working towards it and got fired from a volunteer position on economic development. Come on, guys.
I know someone like that too.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is how can we make this an appeal to others outside the community, or are we going to just stay local grown and that's what we're going to use? Because does our local vision prohibit from seeing the rest of the state, other states in their national market?
I'm going to go back to Ron's 3 R's. Ron, I'll let you say it. Your 3 R's.
You're talking about roadways, runways, and railways.
At first you said road rage. I was really getting concerned there. Okay,
no, that's on 270.
I'll tell you what, on that, let's go ahead and cut out, and we'll come up for the next segment. Next up on the flip side, we're going to talk about college education in America and the obstacles that come in with it. Stay tuned.